Hello, Shawn. This is going to be a quick video on how to operate your lightsaber. I got it all done. I designed the chassis as you saw in the live, which was pretty fun. It took me about 4 iterations in order to get it right with all the minor measurements and everything. I'll show you how it works and how to operate this lightsaber. It will be coming with this battery. I sent you a link to the charger, and I think I sent you a link to the blade as well. The blade I have here is not going to be as bright as the one that you have, but it's still 7/8 inches, which is the important part. I guess we'll just start. There's a few things that I'll go over that I learned about it, so I'll let you know so you can have an easier time adjusting this if you have a chance, or if you need to. So I guess I'll just start by saying you can unscrew the bottom part, and then you have the chassis right here. You won't really need to remove the chassis unless you want to go into the SD card and add on some fonts, which is fun to do, so I recommend it, and changing the config to make it do whatever you'd like. The config is going to be in the SD card, and I have links in the description of the video letting you know places to go to learn how to adjust and set up your Proffie however you'd like, and to just make customizations and whatever. But here is the chassis that I designed for you. It's a bit of a tight fit. There you go. As you can see, we've got the 28mm speaker. You have the battery contacts. I actually wired these in the other way around when I first tried it, but then when I tried it in the lightsaber, I learned the negative needs to be towards the board, because with how this sits in here, when the negative was towards the back end, I wasn't able to put the battery in because this little lip covered that just enough where it wouldn't work. So when you put in the battery this way, the negative in here, it works perfectly. There's no inhibitions or there's nothing preventing it from going in when the negative is right in that side and not this side. You'll see when I try it out. But anyways, there's the soundboard. It is a snap fit, so there's no tape required, nothing holding it in except for friction. So if you ever want to take it out, you just put something under it, pop it out, and then you have access to the SD card. Again, in the SD card, you've got your config file, you have the sound fonts that I have on here, so that's going to be an easy way to get it. The MicroUSB is what you plug into the computer to upload the config. Never have the board plugged into the computer with the battery in here at the same time, especially with this lightsaber because there's no kill switch here. So the way to turn off this lightsaber is cut the power, just take the battery out, which is really simple, but that means do not plug in the soundboard to the computer with the battery in, or you probably will fry it. I've heard stories of it, it's not good. So just make sure there's no battery in when you plug this into the computer. Next thing to keep in mind, this is the NeoPixel connector, and these are the buttons. I have them set up perfectly. If you put it in here, you have to line up the buttons with here. So just push it in a little bit and then push it in a little bit more. It might take a little bit of pressure, but don't worry about it. And then it might not line up immediately, so just turn it a little bit, and there you go. You can press the buttons perfectly fine. There we go, that's an even better one. So you basically just have to line up the buttons with this thing, and you're good. So now the only other thing you gotta do to turn it on is put the battery in. And as I was saying before, the negative is towards the blade, the positive is towards the speaker. There you go. And then the top section here is the on. Let's put this in, screw it in, there you go. Top section here is on, bottom section is the auxiliary button. So this is the on-off. Tap that for the blaster deflects. If you want to have the clash, you hit it. Saber lockup is you hold down the auxiliary and that. All the controls are going to be in the description of the video. There's a link to it. Gesture controls, so you've got twist on and twist off. You have to sort of get the angle right. It's on, and then Off is a little tricky to get. There you go. You'll get the hang of it as you play around with it. But essentially, that's all you need to keep in mind for the operation of the lightsaber. Super simple, nothing complicated. So you just unscrew this, which is your blade retention. That's the blade plug. And then you take your blade, and then you just plop it in. And then secure it with that. There you go. And then there's your blade. So you've got blaster deflection, blade lockup, on and off. This also has tip drag, so if you hold the auxiliary and stab downward, you've got tip drag. Same with melt, or this melt feature. If you stab horizontally, you can also twist it to change the color. Just, again, hold down the auxiliary. And all these controls are going to be in the description of the video with the links I send you. What else? We've got font switching, which is when it's off, you just tap it, tap the auxiliary to go forward,
purple,
tap the activation to go backwards. Well, no, actually to go backwards, what you do is point it directly downwards.
green, blue.
Yeah, point it directly downwards, press the auxiliary, and then that goes backwards. This is your battery level indicator, blade style. It doesn't do anything except it has the sound, and then it'll indicate what level your battery is at. So this is fully charged, and then as it goes down, it'll also change color. You'll be able to tell that way.
Red, yellow, white.
So I'll show off a few fonts I have here. It's got a cool off effect, and it'll take a little bit of time to just cool off.
This is the weapon of a Jedi Knight. Ah, yes. A Jedi must take your weapon.
So I have a bunch of fonts and different blade styles to show off the features of the Proffie.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
This is the flame blade style.
Smooth Jedi. Smooth foe.
Rainbow.
Smooth gray.
This is the battery level indicator.
Blue,
And then we're back here.
green, purple, red,
This is an unstable effect.
yellow, white.
And then we're back here. So yeah, that's pretty much all you need to keep in mind for your lightsaber. Again, I'm going to be sending you a bunch of stuff in the description of the video.
Green, blue.
There you go, back at blue. I'm going to send you a bunch of stuff in the description of the video so you can customize it yourself, add fonts however you'd like, change up the blade styles and everything. Sorry about the plane. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. It's very simple. I guess I'll go over this. If this ever gets loose, because what I noticed was as I was working on your lightsaber, this clamp section started getting loose, the box started getting loose, etc. This right here, this gold part is stuck on with a double-sided tape. So all you have to do is just stick a thumb or something flat underneath it, pry off the yellow parts, and then it reveals a screw underneath. You just unscrew that. This section just pops off, and then you can screw the buttons in a bit tighter because those can get loose from what I noticed. But essentially those 3 screws in here make everything tighter. So if you ever need to, if something starts wiggling around, just take this off, unscrew it, tighten everything, screw it back in, and you're good. So I think that's pretty much it. This is a very, very simple and beautiful lightsaber. Love the design, love the build. I was happy I could design it. I was worried it wouldn't come out very well, but actually it works perfectly. So if If you ever have any issues, feel free to hit me up on Instagram. You can send me an email too, but since we've been talking on Instagram, you can do that easier. But yeah, that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, hit me up or look in the description of the video and I'll help you as much as possible. So I hope you like it, and may the force be with you.